Emma found out her son Rooney had a heart problem when he was 2 months old.
He had developed the sore throat issues and crying too much. He could turn his pigmentation of the hands, they become like pinkish, bluish. When we saw those signs, that's when we went for investigations.
The doctors suggested that he undergoes an open heart surgery.
So the first surgery happened at 2.5 months. That was the first open heart surgery that was done.
Emma says that having a child that young go through what Rooney went through was not easy to deal with, and as a parent, it took a toll on her.
3 children, I didn't have any experience of heart problems, so it just dawned on me like a dream. So it was very, very hard. You know, when you're told that there's something wrong with your heart, it's very traumatizing, and the kid was so tender. I could not understand. I went through a lot of psychological trauma, and with this heart condition, we really use a lot of money. So if just the investigations alone, they cost us a lot of money. So I went through hell. That's what I can say. There's a time when he was going for the surgery, I even went into depression. My pressure shoot. I am a type 2 diabetic. My sugars rose up.
She says that 9 years later, Rooney is now used to his condition and is managing it well.
Since when he was diagnosed at 2 months, he has been on medicine every day, a tab called aspirin, Ascad. He's even used to it that at 8 he has to say, I haven't taken my drug. And he doesn't even fear. He'll even chew it without water because it's like something, it has gone into his system.
Emma has this to say to parents who have children with heart conditions.
Sometimes we term them as terminal illness, but for me, the far I've walked, I might say it's not a terminal illness. And I would wish to encourage any parent who has such a condition, CHD or RHD, all those conditions, they are curable and manageable. Only that if you follow the cardiologist's instruction. He has been going other minor surgeries called catheterization. So he went for the next one. He was 4 years old. We went to India, Miot. It was successful.
Emma, who sold her vehicle to pay for her son's second surgery and is contemplating selling her home for his next surgery, which is due soon, says that having a child with a heart condition is very costly and is calling for any well-wishers to help children with congenital heart defect.
We'd wish people to help these children with these congenital heart diseases, rheumatic heart diseases, because there are so many out there who are really suffering with a lot of agony because of finances, basically. There are parents who are even using very expensive drugs just to keep the children going. And you see, like Ronnie is now 9 years. Just imagine the journey I've walked since he was born to 9 years, and I'm still walking in the journey. It's not easy. I have other children, they need to go to school, they need to feed, they need shelter. Life has to go on. So this is why we come out crying for help.
For Johnson Kebwaro, his son was 8 years old when they realized there was something wrong with him.
Prior to that, he had several problems with his growth, and he couldn't walk for long distance. He was tiring very quickly, and he could not play like any other child. We thought that the condition was being caused by a previous illness that he had in 2010 when he was almost 3 years old. He had acute meningitis, and he was hospitalized for like 2 weeks. So because of the medication and the injection he was receiving, we thought they were the ones that were affecting him, because even up to that time you could see that he had issues. So we thought that he will overcome them and he will be able to live normal.
After conducting several tests, doctors discovered he had a defect in his heart.
They told me he has a hole in his heart. What he has is a condition called cor triatriatum, which is basically an extra chamber in his upper chambers of the heart. which we call the atrium.
Just like Emma, Johnson and his family were not ready to live with the fact that their son had a problem with his heart, aside from the fact that treating him would cost millions, which they didn't have.
We were not prepared for it. It came as a thunderbolt, and we could not be able to contain ourselves. Even him, he had stress because at that time he understood that I have a problem with my heart. It actually had a toll on every one of us in the family.
Now, unlike Emma, who had to go deep into her pockets to cater for her son's second major open heart surgery, Johnson was lucky enough to be funded by an Israeli charity organization.
Now, when you look at it also, the cost aspect of the treatment is astronomically prohibitive. A simple procedure, you talk of hundreds of thousands or millions. We were actually trying to look at ways we can raise funds for his surgery, because I was told that they are going to do open heart surgery.
Emma and Johnson encourage teachers or any individuals who are in contact with children with CHDs to treat them like any other child. Bonareri Samaha for Ebru TV.
We encourage they be treated like any other child because of the stigmatization they might have of being isolated. That's what we ask.
Nothing prepares you for the agonizing experience or agonizing journey that you begin with CHD. And CHD is not curable, it's manageable.